Good day, folks. My name is MUGGZIE, and I will be narrating this video on behalf of FACT. Today's subject is LEMURIA, or MU, or MU, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Anyway, I shall begin. As I explained in the Maldex article, and I will do a video on that soon, translated, researchers and theorists have suggested a great ancient war between the inhabitants of Mars and the Maldek invaders. In the end, the planet Maldek is completely destroyed and the planet Mars becomes an uninhabitable place to live, and the inhabitants of Mars had to find another place to live. Theorists and researchers believe that they came to Earth after a great battle to survive and establish the two legendary cities of Lemuria and Atlantis. Lemuria, or Mu, is the name of the hypothetical continent that is said to have existed in the Pacific Ocean, but has suddenly disappeared from human history. The idea and the name was coined by the 19th century author Augustus Le Plongeon, who claimed that several civilizations such as Egypt and Central America were created by asylum seekers of Mu. Researchers believe that Lemuria was a huge spaceship that apparently disappeared or sank in the sea. Much of the information about the lost continent of Lemuria and the Mu civilization was obtained during a 19th century study by English scholar James Churchward. He continued his research in Central America and wrote 5 books about the lost continent. The source of Churchward's theories was the Nakal tablets given to him by the high priest of a monastery in western Tibet, and a collection of tablets discovered in 1921 and 1923 by the American geologist William Niven. Churchward said Mu stretched from Hawaii to Fiji and from East Island to Mariana, with a population of nearly 50 million. He assumed that this was probably the main Garden of Eden. Lemurians were tall, thin, ethereal beings who could take on different forms. They could move through space and time. Different researchers have different reasons for their coming here. Some believe they came here to plant the human race, while others believe that they are still here, monitoring and regulating human evolution. They make discoveries in knowledge using telepathy and technologies that are beyond human comprehension. The subject of Lemuria is similar to the story of Atlantis. Both alien groups came to Earth to sow the seeds of human development as part of civilization. The scientific world is skeptical about the existence of the Mu civilization and continent, like the other famous lost continent of Atlantis. However, the same scientific world confirms that the Earth underwent a massive global event 12,000 years ago, almost when the two continents are claimed to have sunk. In addition, there are legends of storms and long floods of nations almost everywhere in the world, which confirms this catastrophic event. The Nakals are referred to as survivors of Lemuria, which spread throughout the world after the great event and were builders of past civilizations. It is said that the civilizations had teachings and symbols that are with us to this day, but few people know about them. Nakal symbols are mostly composed of geometric shapes. It is stated in the teachings of Nakal that geometric and architectural properties of God are of great importance in the emergence of the world. According to their rituals, God was such a sacred being that it could not be directly mentioned. If God is not expressed by a symbol, ordinary people will not be able to understand it. The symbol they created for the great creature was the sun, or Ra. In the Nakal teachings, the sun was not really God, but a symbol chosen to make a singular and unique God that is comprehensible to the general public. But over time, civilizations disappeared and the original concepts were also destroyed. The symbols themselves became idols, which led to the emergence of polytheistic religions. The other basis of the Nakal teachings speak of 4 basic forces: fire, wind, water and earth. These 4 elements are remembered as the main characteristics of God through the 4 grand masters of geometry, 4 great architects and the 4 big builders. And yes, the swastika is a symbol of Mu. Looking at the beliefs and teachings of the Nakal, we find the religion of Mu has four main meanings. Number 1. God is one, everything came from it, and everything will return to it. 2. Body and soul are separate. The body dies and decomposes, while the soul never dies. 3. The soul is born in different bodies to reach perfection. 4. When the soul reaches perfection, it returns to God and unites with it. According to Nikal teachings, God is love itself, and the whole world is built on this love. However, only spirits who are able to understand this universal love are able to return to it. In Abrahamic religions, these four elements, four builders, four architects, and four masters are mentioned as the four main angels. I said of the Lemurians that they were tall, slender, ethereal creatures that could transform into various forms. I mentioned in the article Astral and the Silver Umbilical Cord, the link is in the description, that Plato and Aristotle realised the stars are composed of a fifth element, different from our main elements, water, earth, fire and air, which are ethereal. And in astronomical mysticism, the soul is composed of the same elements. This may be the reason why the stars affect human affairs. But my point is that there is maybe a connection between the inhabitants of Lemuria and our human souls. In the article and video on artificial intelligence, I stated that the human body is the same as a robot and that our human brain is artificial intelligence and our soul, that is ourselves, controls this body. So, like the Avatar movie, creatures from another planet came to this planet in order to coexist with the creatures of this planet and maybe to survive. They needed to build a terrestrial body. The emergence of reincarnations and the entrapment of ethereal spirits in this world may have been due to the racial composition between these bodies and other creatures on the planets. And as I mentioned in my up-and-coming video, 3 Waves of Volunteerism and a New Earth, the volunteer spirits are some of the Lemurians who have returned to rescue the survivors and help guide them. Thanks guys, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed that, please go to Fact's Twitter page if you're on Twitter. If not, he's also on Instagram and YouTube. I'm sure you can find him. His Twitter handle, as far as I know, is @DiscoverTruth00. If you want to find out a bit more about what I do, please visit my Twitter page, which is @MUGGZIE4. That's @MUGGZIE4. Once again guys, thanks for listening, and remember, be excellent to each other. Always. Peace.